No, we'll get started. So if you want to either lie down or sit down for our meditation, so either lying down or sitting down, so taking whichever lying down or seated position is best for you, and just starting to close down the eyes or take a soft gaze. And just starting to connect to your breath. Just noticing your natural breath as it is, not altering it in any way. And just following your breath through the nose, throat, chest and abdomen as you inhale. And then following your breath as you exhale through the abdomen, chest, throat and nose. And just taking the next few moments to follow the breath as you're inhaling and as you're exhaling. Start to bring your attention to the facial muscles. Just noticing your forehead. Noticing if you're holding any tension in the forehead and trying to relax it. Bringing your attention to the cheeks. And noticing if you're holding any tension and trying to relax the facial muscles. Bringing your attention to your jaw. Noticing if you're holding any tension in the jaw and just trying to relax the jaw. Noticing the shoulders, trying to relax the shoulders down away from the ears. And bringing your attention to your arms, the upper arms, the lower arms, and the hands. And just trying to relax the arms down. Bringing your attention to your hips and noticing if you're holding any tension in the hips and trying to soften into the hips. And bringing your attention to your legs, the upper legs, the lower legs, and the feet. And noticing if you're holding any tension anywhere here and trying to relax the legs down. You're just trying to relax everything down onto the mat and focus on that breath. And just bringing yourself present on your mat for this yoga session, trying to let go of any thoughts, let go of any negativity, just let go of anything that you don't need to be thinking about during this time, and bringing yourself present on your mat. We're going to take an inhale and then trying to make it exhale so it's equal to your inhale. So just taking that nice even breath. And just taking your attention to the space in between your inhale and your exhale. Just bringing your attention to this space as we make space in the body through breathing. And if you're lying down, just making your way up to a seated position now. We're going to start to bring our attention to our wrists, and we're just going to circle out the wrists in one direction, bringing them up above the head in one direction, and then turning them the opposite way to bring them back down. As we exhale, so inhaling, rotating the wrists in one direction as we bring them up, and then changing the direction to bring them down as we exhale. And then bringing them all the way back down. We're going to walk through the neck muscles. So we're going to turn the head to one side as we inhale, and then turning the head to the other side as we exhale. So inhaling, turning the head one way, and exhaling as we turn the head the opposite way. And then bringing the head back to the center. We're going to bring the head over towards the shoulder, trying to keep your shoulder down and just feeling the stretch through the sides of the neck and just hold it here for a few breaths. Then bringing the head back to the center and then taking it over towards the other shoulder. Just trying to keep the shoulder down, feeling the stretch through the sides of the neck and taking a few breaths. And then bringing it back to the center. We're going to warm up through the shoulders, so bringing the hands onto the shoulders, and we're going to take some big circles backwards. And then forwards. And then bringing the hands back down, and we're going to come onto all fours. We're bringing the hands underneath the shoulders and the knees under the hips, bringing the knees about hip distance apart. We're going to take some rounds of cat-cow. So dropping the belly down, bringing the gaze up as we inhale. Dropping the chin into the chest and rounding through the back as we exhale. Dropping the belly down and bringing the gaze up as we inhale. Rounding through the back and tucking the chin into the chest as we exhale. And then just following your own breath, taking a few rounds of this. And then coming back to a neutral spine. So we're going to do a thread the needle. So we're going to pick up our right arm and stretch it all the way up. And then we're going to bring it through between the arm and the body and coming down onto rest onto that right shoulder and bringing the cheek down to the ground. You can either keep the left hand here, you can reach it forward, or you can bring it round to the right hip crease. So just taking whichever variation feels best for you and breathing in and out in this pose. Taking one last inhale and then exhale to unravel, stretching that right arm back up before bringing it down to the mat. We're going to do the same on the left side, so stretching up that left arm and then bringing it through between the body and the arm, coming down onto that left shoulder and cheek. Either keeping the right hand here, stretching it forward, or bringing it round to the left hip crease. So just taking whichever variation feels best for you and breathing in and out in this pose. Taking one last inhale and then unraveling as we exhale, stretching that left arm back up and then bringing it back down to the mat. We're going to come into child's pose, so bringing the sit bones back towards the feet, arms out in front and forehead down to the mat. You can take the knees out as wide as the mat and the big toes together if you want to. Or you can bring the arms up the side. You're just taking whichever variation of child's pose feels best for you. And just taking an active rest in this child's pose before we move into our next pose. Just trying to connect back to that breath. Taking an inhale and then making your exhale equal to the inhale. And just focusing on this breath. We're just taking one last inhale here. And then on the exhale, coming back onto all fours. And we're going to bring ourselves down onto our front. We're going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders and lift up into our cobra. You can either come into full cobra or baby cobra. We're just taking whichever feels best for you. Just trying to keep strong in the legs and the lower body. And breathe in and out. And then lowering back down to the mat. Bringing the elbows out to the sides and resting the head down onto the hands. Just taking a few breaths to connect back to your breath. On your next inhale, lift it up through the upper body again. We're going to take the hands out as wide as the mat. And then bringing the gaze upwards as we come into our seal pose. Just breathing in and out in this pose. Trying to keep strong through the lower body. And opening up through the chest. And then lowering back down to the mat, bringing the elbows up to the sides and resting the head down onto the hands again. Taking a gentle rest here before we move into our next pose. Taking one last inhale and then on your exhale, coming back onto all fours. bringing the knees about hip distance apart and keeping the toes untucked. We're going to come down onto the forearms and bring our forehead down to the mat. Coming into our puppy pose. Just breathing in and out in this pose. Take one last inhale, and then on your exhale, come back onto all fours. And we're going to come into our child's pose. So take whichever variation of child's pose feels best for you. Tip both back towards the feet. Forehead to the mat. Just trying to connect back to that breath again. Just trying to keep that breath nice and even. Taking an inhale and then making your exhale nice and even. Take one last inhale, and then on your exhale, come back onto all fours. And we're going to bring the right foot forward, coming into our low lunge. So either bringing the hands onto the knee or the hands to frame the foot. And just bringing the gaze down towards that foot in our low lunge, breathing in and out. Try to keep the shoulders down away from the ears. And you can bring your leg out wider for more stability. And then we're going to twist towards that leg, so bringing the left hand to the outside of that right leg and bringing your right arm towards the back of the room, bringing your gaze over that back shoulder and just breathing in and out. Bringing the hands back down to the mat and bringing that leg backwards. We're going to tuck our toes under and bring the hips up and back to downward facing dog and just pedal out through the feet here. Bringing the gaze between the feet or between the legs. And then we're going to walk the hands back to meet the feet and come into our forward fold, taking a gentle bend through the knees and letting the upper body hang loose. And then we're going to slowly roll ourselves up to standing. One vertebra at a time. Rolling the shoulders down away from the ears and bringing our hands at our sides in mountain pose. Just taking one full breath cycle here. We're going to bring our right foot forward and the left foot back so it's parallel, and bend into that front knee, making sure you can still see your toes over the knee. And we're going to bring our arms up, nice and strong, bringing your gaze over that front middle finger into our warrior two. We're going to bring that palm to face up, dropping that back arm and reaching towards the back of the room into our reverse warrior. And then coming back into our warrior two, bringing your gaze over that front middle finger. Dropping the arms down, we're going to step this back foot up to make the front foot at the front of our mat. Taking an inhale, and on our exhale, we're going to squat backwards. Bringing the arms to frame the ears and bringing our gaze upwards into our chair pose. Bringing our hands together, bringing them through heart center and folded forward. Gentle bend through the knees and letting the upper body hang loose. We're going to plant our hands down and step our feet back to our downward facing dog. Bringing the gaze between the feet or between the legs and pedaling out the feet if you are called to. We're going to drop down onto the knees and come into our child's pose, bringing the sit bones back, arms out in front and forehead to the mat. And just taking a gentle active rest here before we move onto our other side. I'm just trying to connect back to that breath. Just trying to keep the breath nice and even. Taking one last inhale, and then on the exhale, coming back onto all fours. And we're going to bring the left foot forward this time, coming into our low lunge, so either bringing the hands onto the knee or the hands to frame the foot. And taking that leg out a bit wider if you need more balance. Bringing your gaze down towards the toes and trying to relax the shoulders down. Breathing in and out in this low lunge. We're going to twist towards that bent leg, so bringing the right hand to the outside of the left leg and reaching back with that left arm. Bringing your gaze over that back shoulder. And then bringing the feet back, the hands back to the mat and bringing that left foot backwards. Coming back onto all fours. We're going to tuck our toes under and bring the hips up and back to downward facing dog. Bringing the gaze between the feet. Walking the hands back towards the feet. Coming into our forward fold. Gentle bend through the knees and letting the upper body hang loose. And then slowly rolling ourselves up to standing, one vertebrae at a time. Rolling the shoulders down away from the ears and taking the hands at our sides in mountain pose. So taking our left foot forward this time and the right foot back parallel. Bending into that front knee, making sure you can still see your toes over the knee. And bringing our arms up, nice and strong. Bringing your gaze over that front middle finger into our warrior two. Bringing the palm to face up, dropping that back arm and reaching towards the back of the room into our reverse warrior. And then coming back into our warrior two. Bringing your gaze over that front middle finger again. Dropping the arms down and we're going to step the back foot up towards the front. We're going to take an inhale and then we're going to squat back into our chair pose. Bringing the hands over the ears and bringing the gaze upwards. Bringing the hands together through heart center and folding forward. Coming into our forward fold. Gentle bend through the knees and letting the upper body hang loose. Planting the hands down and we're going to step the feet back. Coming into our downward facing dog. Bringing the gaze between the legs. Dropping down the knees, untucking the toes, we're going to come into our child's pose, bringing the sit bones back, arms out in front and forehead to the mat. And just taking an active rest here before we move into our next pose. Just trying to connect back to that breath if you can. Trying to make your exhale equal to your inhale. Taking one last inhale, and on your exhale, coming back onto all fours. We're going to tuck our toes under, bringing the hips up and back to downward facing dog. And then we're going to walk our hands back to meet the feet and slowly roll ourselves up to standing. Rolling the shoulders down away from the ears and taking our hands at our sides in mountain pose. We're going to take an inhale, bringing the hands all the way up above head, bringing the palms together. And we're going to slightly bend backwards, bringing the gaze up towards the hands. Then bringing it back to center. We're going to bend over towards the left side. Bringing it back to center and slightly bending back again. Bringing the gaze up towards the hands. Coming back to the center. We're going to bend over towards the right side. And into the centre for one last bend backwards. Back to the centre. Exhale, bringing the hands through heart centre and back at our sides in mountain pose. And we're going to slowly roll ourselves back down, one vertebrae at a time, coming into our forward fold. Gentle bend through the knees and letting the upper body hang loose in this ragdoll position. Walking the hands out and coming down onto the knees and untucking the toes. And we're going to bring ourselves into a seated position. Bringing both legs out long. So we're going to take the left knee out to the side, the sole of the foot to the inner thigh. And we're going to walk the hands out to frame that right leg and fold and forward over that right leg, trying to relax the shoulders, the neck and the head down. Just coming as far as you can, not pushing yourself too much. Help me to decide. Help me make the most of freedom and the pleasure. Take one last inhale and then walking yourself back up, bringing that left leg out long and just taking a moment here. Fold over both legs this time, so taking an inhale and then walking the hands forward and folding down over both legs, trying to relax the head, shoulders and neck down, coming into this seated forward fold. Take one last inhale and then walking the hands back up as we come back up. Just taking a moment before we take the right leg out to the side. We're going to take the right knee out to the side, bringing the sole of the foot to the inner thigh. Taking an inhale. And then exhale to walk the hands free on that left leg, bringing the head, neck and shoulders down. Taking one last inhale and then coming back up, bringing both legs back out in front. So we're going to come into a seated twist. So we're going to bring our right hand to the left knee and the left hand to the ground behind and just twisting to look over that back shoulder. And then coming back to the centre, we're going to do the same on the other side. So bringing the left hand to the right leg and the right hand to the ground behind, twisting to look over that back shoulder. And then coming back into the centre. We're going to come into a wide-legged forward fold, so just taking the legs out as wide as you can. Taking an inhale, and on your exhale, walking the hands out in front and folding forward over the middle. Trying to keep your shoulders down away from the ears and resting down the head and neck. I'm just trying to focus on that breath here. Take one last inhale and then exhaling to bring yourself back up. We're going to bring the feet to the ground and then bringing the hands to the ground behind, and we're just going to window wipe out the legs from side to side. Just releasing through the hips. And then coming back to the centre, we're going to take the legs out long on the mat and then lower ourselves down onto our back slowly. Just taking a moment when you get there to adjust. And then we're going to hook our knees in towards our chest. We're going to let our knees fall over to the left side. Bringing the right arm out long and bringing your gaze to the right. And just relaxing into this twist. Taking one last inhale and then bringing the knees back to center, hooking the knees in towards the chest again. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side, so letting the knees fall over to the right, bringing the left arm out long and bringing your gaze to the left. One last inhale here, and then bringing the knees back to the center, hooking the knees in towards the chest one last time. And we're going to drop our feet to the mat, bringing the feet mat distance apart and letting the knees fall in towards each other. you can either stay in this pose for our meditation or bringing the legs out long on the mat, going into Savasana. And just taking any last movements before we come into this meditation. Getting any water or taking any movements that you need to before we come into stillness. And then when you're ready, just taking whichever lying down position feels best for you. And just letting the breath return to its normal, natural rhythm. Noticing how the breath feels in the body now. Deep, if it's shallow. And just taking note of how the body feels now compared to at the beginning of the practice. The body, any feelings, any emotions that come up. And just trying to relax everything down onto your mat. Relaxing into the forehead. Relaxing the cheeks. Relaxing the jaw. Relaxing the tongue in the mouth. Relaxing the shoulders down away from the ears. Relaxing down through the arms. The upper arms. The lower arms. And the hands. Relaxing into the hips. Relaxing the legs down. The upper legs. The lower legs. And the feet. And just allowing everything to relax down onto your mat. Coming down into stillness for the last few moments of the practice. And just enjoying the rest after the practice. And just start to wiggle the fingers and wiggle the toes. Taking rotations through the wrists and rotations through the ankles. Just trying trying to bring some gentle movement back into the body. Taking our hands overhead for a full body stretch, just stretching ourselves out. And then when you're ready, turning yourself over onto your left side, coming into a fetal position, making a pillow for the head with the arms. And just taking the last few moments of rest before we end our practice today. Just allowing yourself these last few moments of stillness. And just trying to think of something that you're grateful for from your practice today. And when you're ready, just making your way up to a seated position. Just trying to keep the eyes closed or keep a soft gaze. I'm going to take the arms all the way above head, reaching the fingertips up to stretch towards the ceiling. And we're going to bring the hands together and bring the hands through in front of our heart center, resting our thumbs against our heart space. Taking a bow towards your hands and just send a gratitude to yourself for taking this time for yourself today. And thank you for practicing with me. Taking an inhale. On the exhale, opening up the eyes. Namaste. Thank you. If anyone has any questions afterwards, just